And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The ball gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Two races left in the VRX World Cup Series. It's come down to this for the top 3 prizes. The Thrustmaster T248 racing wheel, the butt kicker, full sound setup, and the Pimax VR headset. Philip Brewer, with his 5 wins this season, looks to be the favorite in the points, but with only 14 points separating the top 3. Anybody's game. Live at the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway, it's VRX World Cup Series live on V-Speed. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper, and I'm alongside Kevin Hazelwood. And Kevin, we've watched some amazing racing at these mile-and-a-half races, but Atlanta, the new Atlanta, it's totally a different ball game when it comes to how you get around these places because you're wide open for a long, long time.
This is absolutely one of my favorite places to be, is right here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And you are absolutely correct, Bradley, when you say it's nearly wide open the entire time. You only check up just enough to not smash into that opponent that's right there in front of you as you're coming into those turns. Other than that, you're flooring it, you're getting down, you're riding that wind, you're making those passes, and you're making the people in the audience and watching at home smile as they see the action unfold in front of them.
Qualifying going around right now. We don't have all the official times. We still have 37 seconds. But what I can tell you is right now, shaping up in the points, as we look at this final split. Week number 7 points graphic up on your screen now, and it looks like pretty much anybody within the top 5. Only 25 points away for Brian Hennings. Matt Gagnon makes a big jump in the points after being 7th last week. Kevin Mulcahy moves up into the top 3. And in these closing weeks, Isaac Wilson and Philip Brewer only 11 points apart. It's getting tight, but let's talk about how, if you're in the top 3 right now, can you kind of play your role here? Can you make it manipulate the points? Maybe you're going for a certain prize. I heard 3rd place is a really nice one.
You know, 3rd place is that Pimax portal that we all like to talk about so much, and that's where I'd want to be at. That's the points that I'd be shooting for. We've been talking about that for 7 races now, and I'm still sticking with that is exactly the place that I want to be, is third place. I would love to take home one of those portable VR headsets or portable handheld gaming, whatever you want it to be. That's what it is. That's where I'd want to be at, but I'd take any of them. Anything free is always nice, Bradley.
Oh, while we talk about it, we're going to talk about that Pimax Pull Award. Because, let's be honest, that's what we really want to talk about, right?
Absolutely.
So there it is. Chris M. Justice gets the pole in qualifying. Pimax Pull Award goes to the number 52. Pimax Portal is one of the only 4K hybrid VR gaming systems. It is the only. Compatible with Android cloud services and full 4K at 144 Hz, the Portal does it all. Get yours today at pimax.com/portal. That is pimax.com/portal. And Chris Justice putting it up on the pole. That's not the first time that's happened this season. But I can tell you this, if he does get the win, he was very close. We had the 93 last week as well of Isaac Wilson. Also a favor to win. This is really, it's like a Talladega where we had Jesse Baker get the very first season win outside of Phillip Brewer. So anybody can really pull it off here in Atlanta tonight.
It is anybody's ball game out here tonight. It is going to be pack racing at its finest. Curious to see how it holds up through that tri-oval right there at the start-finish line as they come through those double turns for that. It's going to be fun watching that as they get 2-3 wide, maybe 4. I'm excited as usual.
I'm going to talk to a guy that we haven't talked to yet really this season. If we can find Jesse Baker right now, I'm going to pull him into the broadcast booth. There he is right there. Jesse Baker, the number 14. Do you got a copy?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Well, Jesse, we talked to a few other guys this season, but we haven't talked to you, and congratulations on being the only other winner this season in the VRX World Cup Series.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
So first off, I got to ask, this track very similar with the drafting and everything that went on at Talladega. It is a lot more condensed. It's a tighter line that everybody has to run, but you were able to work your way around traffic, get to the right place at the right time. Do you have a partner out here? Because we know it's partner racing. What's it going to take to get the win and get maybe 2 of them?
I think really how my strategy is staying out front and staying in front of the wrecks and not be in the back and get caught up in it. So I'm going to try that strategy, see if it works out, and just try to stay near the front the whole race.
Now, Jesse, what time is it to go? Because we always talk about you don't want to be leading the race at a restrictor plate track like Daytona or Talladega, because it seems like guys make their move on the last lap or the last turn and they get that head of steam. Is that the case here at Atlanta, or is it just, stay out of the wrecks and have a good partner?
Oh, I think here at Atlanta, it's a little trickier because you're off the gas pedal a little bit. And I think whoever is leading the race going into the last lap, my bet would be that they don't win the race. Just because the person behind them's not going to let up on that last lap. And so they're going to have the momentum. So it's a little different than Talladega. It's a lot smaller than Talladega. But hey, we'll see.
All right, Kevin, do you have anything for him? I know you got some questions. We all want to know stuff.
I've got one question. Are you ready for some major action out there coming out of 4? You know it's going to happen. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. I'm hoping everyone sticks to the rules and stays above that red line, because anytime people start going below that red line, it's chaos.
It's dicey. It gets real dicey, and yet, I'm glad they do have that rule in place here, and we're getting towards the end of the season. I'm pretty confident that the officials here will definitely flag somebody out for that crazy move there, even if it's at the end for first place. So,
absolutely.
But
and honestly, I think I think people are going to be surprised. I think it may go green for a little bit longer than people expect. So we'll see, but we're going getting grid up now. So here we go.
I hope you're right, Jesse, about it going green. I appreciate your time, man. We'll move you back, and hopefully we get to talk
Good
to
luck,
you
driver.
post-race. Good luck, man.
Appreciate.
It's Jesse Baker, driver of the number 14, the only other winner this season, and he's sitting, I believe that was 7th on that graphic, if I remember correctly. It was 7th in points. But let's get to your grid.
7th place.
7th place. Let's put him up on the screen for you, showing it up right now. Chris M. Justice with a 32.180, good enough for the pole in that Ford F-150. Starting to his outside, Jeffrey Hunter. I believe that's a career best qualifying effort for the number 15. He's going to start in 2nd place. 3rd spot's going to belong to the 3rd place in points, Kevin Mulcahy, with Connor Gordon in the number 18 in 4th. 5th spot will be Matt Gagnon, breathing that fire with Brian Hennings in the 818 and 6th. 7th spot will be Philip Brewer with Jesse Baker in 8th. And rounding out your top 10 will be Sierra Clampert and Benjamin Richards.
Absolutely. 11th place, Greg Spiker. Jonathan Ray coming in 12th. 13th, Jeremy Bailey. We've got Dave Collins in 14th. Ashley Ellison, 15th place. 16th place, Stephen Crone. 17th, Teresa Spiker. 18th, Isaac Wilson. 19th, Justin Ritchie. And 20th place, Charles Keller.
So moving on to 21st, it'll be Christopher Hodges in the 38 with Stephen Douglas Hines in 22nd. And rounding out your 23 car field, it's going to be Frank Perfin in the number 67. Get down trackside now. Grid with iRacing. We're orbiting around from the sky camera on that blimp. Getting ready to go racing as the iRacing pace truck gets ready to pull off. Do you have a favorite here tonight, Kevin?
Always got a favorite out there on the track. Shanghai TTV out there always. Matt Gagnon in that number 4. He's breathing fire as usual.
Matt Gagnon in the 3rd row on the inside, and that is an advantage here at these restrictor plate style racetracks, but getting ready to go green. Number 52 of Chris M. Justice ready to lead him off into turn 1. The 15 of Jeffrey Hunter on the outside, and here we go live and racing in Atlanta. VRX World Cup Series week number 7. And leading him off for lap number 1, it's going to be Chris Justice with a good push there on the inside. The 99 of Mulcahy shoved him back to the lead out of turn 3. And that took a big leap over Jeffrey Hunter, who's actually fallen back to the 4th position now as we speak. Gagnon on the inside in 3rd now.
Looking good up there with my man, that number 4, pushing back there, 2nd behind the leader on that inside line. But if you watch them closely out there, they're going to start moving around the track as those tires get warmed up and acclimated out there. Hopefully they get green for a couple more laps out there. But you're going to start seeing them push 3 wide, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be awesome.
I threw my live up in the Discord there. We were on board with the number 4 of Matt Gagnon there temporarily. And now the 818 of Brian Hennings getting a good shove on the back of the 18 of Connor Gordon. Let's ride on the back of the 18. Connor has had a bunch of races where he's been running well. We got the 32. That's Jeremy Bailey down to the inside. I think he's going to come back. The caution does come out. Almost kept it off the track, but the 32 slides back up. This started all the way back before the start-finish line. I could see it right out the edge of the screen there. Let's go back and take a look exactly what happened. I can see this car getting touched We're actually in 3 and 4 here, but when they come off of 4, I believe that's the 23. He does blink out for a second. Now we're in 1 and 2, so I rewound a little bit fast, but you're going to see this 32 car. Someone's going to get to the inside through
Teresa Spiker. Teresa Spiker and Jeremy Bailey touched right there is what it looked like.
Oh, doesn't know Spiker gets to the inside.
Absolutely.
And cuts right down across the nose.
It does happen. You know, they're going to be tight packed racing here. It's bound to happen all the time actually. So
go back, and we're going to go back a little bit further. I want to ride on board. This is from Spiker's point of view, and yeah, there's nothing that she can do. I mean, the 32 just didn't know that there was a truck to the inside, and that's going to bring out caution number 1 here on lap number 5. Some of these trucks coming down pit road. Looks like we have the 98, the 70, 75, I believe that's the 93 of Isaac Wilson. Charles Keller Jr. also down pit road. Christopher Hodges in as well. So a few takers coming down, getting 4 tires. The 67 of Frank Perfin. If you remember from
just
the points
making
graphic,
his way out.
32,
Frank Perfin on the track. Yep, we got a bunch of familiar faces out here. It has been a great series to watch these guys getting familiar with all of the people out here on the track. I do enjoy seeing them keep their composure through all the incidents that go down. That is always nice to see.
Showing up on your screen right now, I have Stephen Douglas Hines in a Miller Lite number 2, and that is a fine-looking machine. I will drink to that. I appreciate that vehicle.
Much appreciation from Bradley Cooper there of the Miller Lite car.
Well, I mean, hey, listen. What's better than pacing? Drinking beer.
Drinking beer does rank right up there, my friend. You are correct. It is iRacing here, ladies and gentlemen, live, presented by V Speed this evening. We're here at the VRX World Cup Series, race number 7 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And guys, it's going to be an intense 70 laps. They've already put 7 behind them. They've got 63 to go. And oh my.
Change for the lead.
Is it going to be fun?
15 of Jeffrey Hunter was in front of the 52. I didn't think there was a change for the lead, but maybe just flexing some of that strength. The 15 maybe showing off. Chris Justice going to start on the outside this time around. So we'll see.
Are they giving him a lane choice there for the?
I think that's what's going on. I think the 52 was taking the lane choice. So I believe the 52 is still in the lead. Didn't see that happen across the line. So Chris Justice going to lead them off. Lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to start it back up for the second time here tonight. We are 10% of the way into this race. You believe that?
I do believe it. It is. It's going to be fantastic to see as they continue on here, Bradley. You got any wagers you would like to make with me on
wagers?
On any action?
I think I'm gonna jump on the bandwagon tonight. I think the Ford Matt Gagnon gets up there. I think he's
the Matt Gagnon bandwagon has been joined up by Bradley as well. That's what I'm talking about, partner.
Well, we're back.
Here
we
go.
Oh, on the start cam, green flag is out, and there goes Chris Justice into turn 1. The inside line gets such a jump, though, and that looks like Jeffrey Hunter takes it over. Connor Gordon gets a big leap there as well. The 99 of McCahey. Oh, the 15 drops all the way to the apron.
He's out. He's out. What happened there? Did he blow his motor? What in the world was the cause of that, ladies and gentlemen?
I have no idea. We're going to have to go back on an instant replay and look at this. He's off the racetrack. I have no idea what happens here.
No contact was made with him.
He pulls it straight off the track. No engine pop. I'm not sure what happens to the 15, but while that's going on, the 99 of Mulcahy takes over the lead, and Gagnon's right behind him.
It
Cars are
registered
popping
as
all
a
over.
crash.
Yeah, the 52 is off the track as well.
I see the 52 down off the track, pulled down out of there. Don't know what happened on that. We were too busy watching our replay back there to see exactly what happened with Jeffrey Hunter there, because he was in the lead of the race there, starting up front. Whether I don't get it. I am so lost and confused. Dazed, confused, and lost here.
And you've got your pole sitter of Chris Justice down pit road.
But if you check out the action up front right now with Bradley, you'll find
he's got a
Mr.
penalty.
Kevin Mulcahy up front. There was a penalty thrown, so he must have did a bad start or something there. But we've got Matt Gagnon and Kevin Mulcahy bumping and grinding into turn 1, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin getting sent to the moon by that number 4. And if you notice, he's got eye flipped upside down. Does that number 4. Making that break for it as they're coming into turn 3. Matt Gagnon taking the lead here, ladies and gentlemen. Coming into
Jumped on
turn.
the bandwagon at the right time, Kevin. I did it.
You picked the right moment as they come around the number 52 truck, getting that lap around him. Unfortunate for that driver there, but they are pushing on through. Making great time.
A little bit of problems here with the driver cameras here tonight. I do apologize to anybody that did jump in to the driver cameras tonight. But Matt Gagnon, lead change. You've got the 818 of Brian Hennings on the outside with the 9 of Benjamin Richards trying to shove him up there. So maybe on the restart, these guys got a pass-through penalty from the league admins saying that they jumped the start. Maybe iRacing gave them a black flag. But both of our front row had to pull it down pit road. Actually, 15 completely out of this race.
So the 52 right there is actually pushing up there with the 98. They're going to get some speed on the outside. Look at them hugging in there. Right there, they're catching that side draft is the outside line right there to keep up that speed because they don't have the numbers that they have on the inside there. And I just love watching this unfold in front. I like being a part of it personally, Bradley. I love the feel of that wheel kicking back and forth against you as you pull into that draft behind the driver in front of you. It is an amazing feeling. And the 818 going to make that pass there. Let's see if he can get the full distance around Matt coming through turn 4. Doesn't look like he's going to make it.
Looking back here at the 18 of Connor Gordon, he slides up in front of the 98 of, I believe that was Jonathan Ray.
That was Jonathan, yes sir.
Thought maybe the 18 was going to get a good push there, but no momentum. Let's rewatch
Now
it.
you gotta watch him up there now, Bradley. If you keep a close eye on it, you've got Philip Brewer in 4th, right behind Matt Gagnon, inside line, giving Matt one great push. Every time they hit a straightaway, man, he's right there on his rear bumper, and he just gives him just this caress, just poof, pushes him back in front of Brian Hennings outside on the outside line there. And he has Benjamin Richards pushing him in that number 9, and that blue on silver VRX paint scheme, it really, really draws my eye there. I have a thing for the color blue. There's black in there as well, and I absolutely, that's
I think
my
it's the
paint scheme
teal for
award
me,
for this
man.
one. I haven't noticed that.
On top of that, yeah, it's kind of like offsetting it.
The logo pops as
Yeah.
well, it does, but that one really draws my eye. There's always one that gets me on each track, the different lighting that iRacing does on them and all of that stuff, and this time they got me with that blue and silver VRX scheme. Brian Hennings' truck, good looking truck right there. Good. What else do we get? What's going on in the back of the pack here?
As we cycle through, it's kind of gapping out here. You can go back to the 75 of Charles Keller Jr. These guys all single file from about 12th on back. That's Greg Spiker in the 65, kind of the tail end of this pack. He's down to the inside line now, picking up some positions. He's up to 10th, maybe. No, the 52 drops it down in front of him. He's going to keep him from getting up there. 52 just looking to get his lap back. And further back, Stephen Crone. These guys still in the draft, but it's starting to get a little dicey. Look at the movement here on the quad oval.
I absolutely love it the way that they're shifting around. When they get through that to that start-finish line, it gets a little scary, especially once the tires start to wear out a little bit, because you have to let off of that throttle. Otherwise, that side wind there, that wind coming off the driver in front of you, it'll throw you sideways in a heartbeat right into the driver next to you. And you'll be like, oh man, I didn't mean to. And they don't care what your excuse is, because you just took 3 to 10 tenths of a second off their lap time.
Watching a race into turn 1, pack starting to tighten back up, getting a little dicey here in the middle of the pack. That's the 18 of Hunter Gordon on the outside. It looks like he got a little bit loose. You see the gap grow there between him and the 9 of Benjamin Richards. They fall back to the 8th and 9th position, respectively. Down on the inside, looks like we got 2 ladies working together. It looks like the 23 and the 70 of Sierra Clamper and Teresa Spiker starting to make up some ground. 8th and 10th position.
Better watch out. They better watch out with what's going on there. When the girls group up, that's when bad things happen out there on the track. And I don't mean by wrecking everybody. Those girls group up together, it could mean bad news for everyone around them, because if they hook up, they're going to be quick. And if they're quick, they're going to make it through.
Oh,
Lord, we've got a wreck
23.
happening. That was Brian Hennings coming down the track. His nose came down into the car below him there. Didn't see exactly who it was that he hit.
That was Benjamin Richards, actually. Looks like he had some contact. A little help there. It was the number of that beautiful truck. Yeah. The 9 gets thrown into the outside wall, comes back down into the 23 of Sierra Clamper. They were in the top 10. Let's go back on our instant replay and see exactly what happens.
Got a little loose there. He just got a little loose coming through the turn. Looked like he was pushing a little hard on the outside line there. Overcorrected, in my opinion. We'll see on board here with the camera. Oh, man. Try to get that again, Bradley, with the cockpit view.
Let's try to get it on board here. He just slides, yeah, it was an unpredictable slide. It didn't seem like it was loose, and then he touched the wheel and it just went to the inside. Unfortunate there. We're going to go back one more time and look at it from the outside. Look how loose that thing is into the Sierra Clamper. Takes the 23 right to the outside wall.
Yeah, it's
3
not
trucks.
Good.
3 trucks involved in that. Leave the 23, the 18 gets a piece of it.
52 drove straight underneath Benjamin Richards. Good Lord, lifted him off the ground. Hi, how are you?
We'll ride on board with the 52. This is the lap down truck that just had a penalty served and a pass-through. Didn't look like he got very much damage from that. But he's unfortunately not going to get the wave by because he got an X during this caution, and that's iRacing timing and scoring at its best. It will not give a wave around if you're involved in an accident, and that's to prevent drivers from purposely causing cautions and getting a lucky dog. So unfortunate there for the 52. I don't think he's going to get the wave here.
No, if he was he in position for lucky dog?
I think he was in position for lucky dog.
If he was in position for the lucky dog, he was involved in the contact, regardless his fault or not. It will go to the next car down.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be
for that driver. Looks like Jeff Hunter.
Either Jeff or Benjamin Richards. He's actually on pit road as well. Sierra Clamper off track. It's showing me as
they were involved in the wreck. The 23 and the number 9 were the initial part of the wreck. The 52 is collateral damage there. So if anyone would get it, it would be Justin Ritchie more than likely, or Jeffrey Hunter.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because a lot of the people that were eligible to get their laps back ended up in that caution, but that means the 4 of Matt Gagnon. And tell you what, Kevin McCahey, back and forth through this field so far. He was in the top position for a couple laps there, fell all the way back to the 8th spot. Now he finds himself in 2nd position, just outside of Matt Gagnon, who led the vast majority of those laps into green.
You know, Kevin and Matt, they know how to hook up together real good. Now, the thing about it is, number 44 is sitting third place right now, and that's Philip Brewer. And we know what Philip Brewer does when Philip Brewer is on the track. Philip Brewer wins, Bradley. And it's a sad fact to point out to the rest of the drivers on the track right now, but if they don't do something about it now, that man is walking away with a brand new Thrustmaster T248. And maybe some of them want him to walk away with it because they want that butt kicker system in second place. Perhaps
I don't know.
They want that Pimax.
I think being a champion right now would be more my priority as Gagnon takes a great shot out of the hole there. Just an amazing start, but I tell you what, it's not gonna help though. You got to treat this like Talladega.
So unfortunately for that wonderful kickoff that he just did to this lap that we have started here at Atlanta, this is a draft track, and they're there. And even though he got that beautiful start, he's not gonna pull away from at least one driver. Two of them can pull away if they can hook up properly. But I do not see that happening without at least a third or fourth member tagging along with them to make it an interesting race up front for me.
Look at him single file out all the way back to about the 7th, 8th position. Stephen Kroon on the inside, getting passed now by Connor Gordon, trying to develop that second line back up. Talk about points, second place in the points right now. Isaac Wilson, he's back in the 13th position. He started all the way back in 18th right now. 5 positions up. Biggest mover of the race is the 67 of Frank
That's
Perfin.
right.
We're not giving away the butt kicker yet on that award, but we got some smoke in front of him.
He is getting down with his bad self out there on the track right now. It's nice to see that man do things right. It's good to see people moving along, moving up, making some points. Hopefully it helps him out towards something to race for.
Car down on the apron. I believe that's the 23 of CR Clamper. She's going to park it for the night as the leaders go on by a round. Matt Gagnon is going to lead another lap. Jumping on the bandwagon at the right time for 16 laps led. He's got his hands full. Brewer, Mulcahy, and Jonathan Ray in the 4th spot. The 818 gets to the inside there. That's for 4th. I think he might get it here. Look at them shuffle around through that quality. Well, that is intense. How are these guys
I get a kick out of it. It slings you back and forth, baby. Gets great speed going on that front stretch for him. And he is going to pull through as they come out of turn 2 there on that back stretch. 4th place. He's going to pull it off. If you can't get it there, look at the push that the 18 just gave 98 though. Wow.
Trying to get that second line developed on the outside, and it looks like Jonathan Ray is going to get a big head of steam here all the way up to 3rd now.
Well, he's gonna pull off 2nd. Possibly, if he can get the push right here coming out of this turn, he might get enough. But the question is he going to leave that guy that pushed him up to 1st place out to dry and just cut down the front of the field?
Lap 30, you got to find out who your friends are. Maybe the 18's trying to figure that out. Connor Gordon on the outside right now. We'll ride on board with him. Oh, tags the wall there.
Never a good thing to have that metal clash against that concrete wall right there. They put him there for a reason, Bradley. It's not just the people watching's protection, it's for the driver's protection as well.
Remember back to the 2015, 2016 race where Austin Dillon tried to test that theory?
He did. He put it to the limits right there, and the wall won. So, once again, perfect.
Excellent job with the catch fence.
18 trying to nose his way in the middle there, but he got cut off by the 98.
Up another spot here for Isaac Wilson. He's going to the inside of our biggest mover of the race so far, Frank Perfin, for the 8th position. He's going to get it here as they come out of turn 4. Perfin a little bit backed off from the draft. That second line not developing, and you see the red line. These guys flirting with it tonight.
You know, we mentioned that with the driver earlier in the interview. Curious to see how far they're willing to push it, if they're willing to push down there a little bit. I understand drafting down there, drifting down there, I mean, just a hair with that draft air coming on you and you're getting too close and maybe you don't want to rear end the guy in the middle.
I can understand it too.
Coming into turns. That's another story right there. I 100%
understand it. We talk about safe lines and kind of smart moves that rule probably put in place because it is so slippery down there on the bottom of that track. When you get below that red line, even in NASCAR, talking about safety at this racetrack with the new surface and the way that this place drives, they've extended pit road all the way back to turn 3 to get on pit road because cars are coming at such high speed when they're entering pit road that guys have gotten run over trying to get down there.
Yeah, that is not a pretty sight to see when you've got one coming up your rear end at 100 miles an hour. The race is actually going quite well out here at Atlanta. Speaking of VRX this evening, they've ran a good wild green now since the big wreck there.
I wouldn't normally do this, but I'm going to put it back up on screen. I'm going to zoom in real close, and then I'm going to do this. You did it last week. I'm going to do it this week. Here, I'm going to pop the top for everybody out there. Miller Lite up on your screen for you.
I'll be daggone. The difference between the tops that we popped there is one was alcoholic, the other one was Mountain Dew, ladies and that's a good sound, though. I do like that sound. Takes me back.
Gagnon's going to lead another lap. 25 this time around. Started back in the 5th position. I say back, not that far back. 9 spots gained for Jonathan Ray in the 3rd spot. He's going to round out that outside line. He's trying. Oh, no. It sounded like some bubble wrap. Things are happening over there in Hazelwood.
In Kev Calls land, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. I was opening the Mountain Dew because I was out. If you notice, though, up front of the track, if you could get a zoomed-in view of that front end of that 44 Philip Brewer, you'll notice it's getting blackened and charred around the grill down there around the front bumper. That's because he's near that fire being breathed down the rest of that field of that Matt Gagnon right there in the number 4 Shanghai TTV. Representing out there from VRX this evening. He's doing a fantastic job. They're 3 wide, though, coming into the front stretch right behind him. Gonna try to make some moves out there on the track. I love it. I love it. Tell us about it more, Bradley.
Connor Gordon gets to the inside and puts himself in a good position to take away 3rd. Jonathan Ray falls back now to the 5th position, reorganizing that outside line. Ray was almost to the lead, just not quite able to get it. I'm sure the A-team was getting hot, and they probably planned that. I would say that was probably premeditated.
So here is the thing right here. They are trying their rear ends off, figuratively and literally, out there on the field right now to go around that 4-4-4. There's a triple 4 going on in 1st and 2nd place right now. And I don't see it happening anytime soon, Bradley.
Ooh, a late touch, and the 98 hits the outside wall. They're 3 wide again.
Way to handle that right there. That was Isaac, was it not?
That was the 98
Jonathan Ray.
Jonathan
Ray. I apologize for that misspeak there. Great driving right there, Mr. Ray. Holding on to that, not causing an incident when the driver behind you was not paying enough attention. You can hit in the turn, but you got to keep the contact steady. You can't push them. You have to do you can push them, not hit them. You have to keep a steady push all the way through it. You can't hit in the middle of it, especially in these trucks. It'll send that rear end out completely every time.
Hard to look away from the lead because now the 18 has the 14. Jesse Baker, the winner at Talladega, he's going to tear up and try his hand at getting the 18 up to the lead.
See, I don't think that the number 14 is really wanting to push the 18 of Connor Gordon to the lead. What I think Jesse Baker. Oh, we got a wreck behind him.
That was Ashley Ellison Jr. Snapped loose in 3 and 4, and no caution. We're going to stay green. But let's go back and take a look at that.
Fortunate right there.
This is a 1 and 2. We're going to come into 3 and 4 as the 133 enters turn 4. You see it snap loose, and it's the same thing that happened. Same exact thing that happened to, I believe that was the
Benjamin Richards
machine, the number 9. That's gonna send, all the way back from the 23 to 17th position. So Ashley Ellison Jr. got more smoking. Teresa Spiker off the track. Spiker gets into the side of the 38, goes way up the racetrack, slides all the way down in front of the 75. Charles Keller Jr. Nice save there by the 70. A lot of people getting really loose here.
Got that heat going on the track right now. A lot of rubber's transferred down on it. They haven't had a chance to really get tires, so gonna get slippery out there on the track.
Well, it's gonna get slippery, and as you can see, the outside line still hasn't developed. It might be getting too slippery, and these guys not able to get any momentum going. The 9, I apologize, that is actually the, is that the 9? That is the 9 of Benjamin Richards. 2 laps down, he's on the outside again.
Absolutely. He has no quit in him right there. He's going to push somebody up to the front is what his point of view is right now, and I like it.
Almost through wide there for a brief second towards the front. We talk about the leaders a lot. Let's talk about some of these guys that are a little bit further back. There's the 707 of David Collins. He's currently in the 12th position. These drivers haven't quite fallen out of the draft. He hits the outside wall. Loses a little bit of speed, but tell you what, race halfway over with. So let's go back up to your front and talk about your top 10. The Thrustmaster through the field. You knew it was coming. Matt Gagnon currently leading this race. He's led 36 laps, and we're all in the bandwagon up here in the broadcast booth. I tell you what,
he's the man.
This guy, he's gonna win it. I'm telling you right now.
He's a great guy, man. If anybody deserves a win out there on the track, it's Mr. Gagnon. He's a great guy, great personality, very good driver out there, and he has been following the rear end of that Mr. Brewer in the 44 for 5 races. So it's about time that Brewer gets a peek at those stickers on that rear end there.
5-time winner here for the 44 in second place. Having an excellent show right now. These guys tightening back up. 3rd position belonging to Kevin Mulcahy. And I tell you what, Mulcahy has just came to life in the last few weeks of this season. I know it's a short season. Car up in the wall. It's a 57 of Stephen Crone. I think we're going to be okay and stay green so we can get through the field. But on the outside of Mulcahy, the 18 of Connor Gordon. Very promising season, but luck did not go his way. And he's had a lot of bad luck as of late, falling out of the top 10 in points. 818 of Brian Hennings in the 5th spot, and we talked a lot about him as well. He's another one of those drivers that just, I feel like he can break out at any time. This might be the night tonight for Brian Hennings. Currently in the 5th position, kind of in and out of that top 5 all night long. On his outside, he has Jesse Baker, and Baker just takes away the 5th spot. Talked to him in pre-race. We might be counting him out as he gets loose, and then 3 wide out of 4. He's still trying to save it. They're still trying to save it.
That is a simulation of a round of applause from the audience above. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a great driving skills shown by several people out there on the track right there.
Well,
14 got a little loose, bumped into it, got into the middle of the field. They checked up, they slid out, they flew through the infield. But by God, no yellow. Race is still on. They've got some room to make up.
I can't believe we didn't have a caution there. Incredible
Yeah, it was
driving
pretty
there. The
epic.
52 gets loose, trying to avoid it. That's the 52 of Chris Justice.
Got a pretty good gap on the field now, though, Bradley. Pretty good gap on the field.
Yeah, and that really spread out everybody. The 14 of Jesse Baker falls back to 11th position. The 52, who is still being scored as one lap down, trying to get that lap back. And Matt Gagnon, who's still in the lead with about 20 laps to go.
Oh, buddy, it did not affect the top 5 or 6 drivers up there. It was literally right there, 6th, 7th place. Whew. Whew.
Hunter Gordon has
Could've
no
been deadly.
help right now. The 18 trying to get back up to the front. He was just outside the leaders when that all went down. They went 3 wide.
He's got some help on the way right now. That 9 of Benjamin Richards is coming on the outside there. I'm sure he utilized that fast repair because that truck's looking absolutely magnificent once again as he closes that distance up to the 18. Gonna give him that little bit of speed coming into turn 1 and 2. Should catch him right at the end. Hopefully gives him a nice little bump, sends him up there to keep that 3rd place that he's holding on to right now. Holding on to it. Keeping in front of that nose on Kevin Mulcahy. And they're coming into that backstretch. Great showing by these guys and gals.
On the outside here with the 67 of Frank Perfin, and he's moved up 16 spots since the beginning of this race, starting all the way back in 23rd and just outside the top 5 here. On that outside line, this might be the moment here where he gets up into the top 3 because a big head of steam is coming. That 9 is pushing hard.
Absolutely. Benjamin Richards, he might be a couple laps down, but he's not going to give up his good speed that he's got going on there. Got a good head on his shoulders right now, able to keep it steady. Oh, we got looseness right there. 67 getting loose.
That's the 67 of Perfin going around.
He definitely got a little loose coming through the turn there. And, well, 2 drivers real close to him. Wasn't much they could do but run right through him, essentially.
That's going to bring out caution number 3, I do believe, of the night. And we're going to go back and look at what happens to this 67. I was just about to switch to an onboard with a 38, but these guys getting shooty loose into the corners, and that takes the 93, the 98 of Jonathan Ray, Isaac Wilson involved. That's second in points. Losing a fender there for the 98. These guys have been avoiding it all race long.
Looks like the air got the better end of him right there, Bradley, and he just got a little loose coming through the turn.
We're going to ride just behind the 38 of Christopher Hodges here. You can see, yeah, just air. Takes over on that machine, and unfortunately... Oh, guys coming down pit road. Look at those last-minute calls. Some drivers staying out. The 52 of Chris Justice is definitely staying out. He's trying to get back on the lead lap. That's your pole sitter. But the 4 of Matt Gagnon going to lead him down pit road. Brian Henning stays out, surprisingly.
Well, that actually is very shocking. Do you know the last time that he pit? Maybe lap 23 was the last time that driver came down pit road. We're on 58 now.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
if you wanna
35
get
laps out
technical,
there.
They were all kind of on the same stint here.
Exactly. That's my point there with that. Perhaps no, he's all right.
We're gonna find out.
We'll quit speculating on that right there. I mean, we'll just see how it pulls off for him. I don't think that was a very good choice. I know why Benjamin Richards is right there. Benjamin Richards probably will not pit, but the problem that he's going to have with that is he might as well go ahead and roll it in there now, because if Brian Hennings doesn't pit, he will get no waiver round. He will get no free lap back. No chance at coming back to
Another
race
thing
for
to
some
add to
money.
this as well, Philip Brewer only 9.4 in the box, so he might have taken 2 tires or a fuel-only stop. That puts him in front of the 4 car of Matt Gagnon.
See, now that is a puzzling decision to make right there. I don't care where it's at in the race. You're on a caution here. This is a simulator, and yellow flag's out. Take 4 tires. Take the fuel if you need it. But if you're going in the pits, take 4 tires. It doesn't matter. So what? So a guy beats you out on the... you can... You're drafting. He got the waiver round, by the way. I was mistaken on my call there. But I guess it was because he was in front of that driver. But there's no point to not take 4 tires on caution.
I don't know why we're doubting him. I mean, 5-time winner. We'll see what he's got. He's done a great job all season long. I would have to venture to say with, a 7-8
9
lap
seconds
shootout,
is fuel.
Yeah. I would say that most likely with these tires tonight, maybe he wants that older set to keep it tight. It looks like as the run progresses, this truck's getting really loose. These guys shooting down into the corner,
right,
snapping loose. I couldn't explain it either.
If my information's correct, the 818 and the number 2, both are sitting on 35 lap old tires that they have been pushing to the gills. And this might not be good for a start off here. You see the number 2 scrubbing those tires off, and I'm not sure how this is going to work out.
We're going to find out. Pace truck getting ready to pull off. We're going to have about a 9-lap shootout as they go across the line. 818 of Brian Hennings, the number 2 of Stephen Douglas Hines in your front row. Green flag back up into the air. We're going to go back live in racing to find out who's going to win here in Atlanta.
Keep popping that enthusiasm at me like that.
Got that energy.
Hennings had a great start off there. He's got Philip Brewer coming up slick behind him, gonna give him a little tap on that straightaway. Because if there's one thing that Mr. Brewer does not like to do, and that's giving up any positions whatsoever, but he ain't got no choice because the fire's coming back up.
Breathing
That's
fire
exactly
on the outside,
right.
and the 18 of Connor Gordon to the lead now.
You'd almost think Matt Gagnon pays me money, but I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, he does not. I really like the guy. He's a really good dude, really good driver, and he's not done me wrong, me betting on him any other time during these things, so keep it up, Matt. Let's look back, though. How's the back of the pack holding up on this restart here, Bradley?
Well, I'm bringing up Christopher Hodges right now. I was trying to. Can we get him officially up on the screen? There we go. That's the 38, and he's on the outside as well with Gagnon. Excuse me, Gordon. They're making a great push here. This outside line hasn't been this developed all race long.
Miller time, he says, ladies and gentlemen. They're getting close out there. Christopher Hodges getting up behind that Shanghai TTV. Number 4. We got Mulcahy on the inside there of him, pushing up behind Philip Brewer. He's been back there behind that truck several times in the races in the past as well. They got a good thing going on up front here with these 2 lines, though. Really exciting to see a good race.
About 5 laps to go as they come around, this time by the 38. Doesn't get a shove into the Ford to get the 18, and that means the 818 probably going to lead this time by. That's Hennings. So close across the line there. Gordon's going to get a lap led. That's 3 of them there for the number 18.
Nothing wrong with getting one more down in there. The 44 giving that great push to Matt Gagnon in the 4 on the outside, giving an equally awesome push. These guys, Philip Brewer, Matt Gagnon, they are getting down racing for greatness right now.
and 2. Getting that side draft. You see him tucking down in tight, and as they exit the corner, a big run here. Another head of steam for the 18. And a wreck behind him. The 57. The 67 involved. Stephen Crone, Perfin. That's going to bring out the yellow with 5 laps left.
Got the big one going on is what you're telling me, my man.
Not a big one. It could have been a lot worse. I don't think the big one's happened yet. As they come out of turn 2, you're going to see the 57 go up high. There's the 32. These guys kind of shuffling around. He gets down in. That was the 32 that came down of Jeremy Bailey. We saw that happen to him earlier in this race with the 70 of Spiker. Teresa came down, and I tell you what, it's so deceitful how these trucks handle. Let's go on board here. It's on board with the 32 truck. It just touches it. That could have been a lot worse, Kevin.
It could have been bad. It could have been worse. You never know how things are going to work out here. Nobody has visions of the future. So, I mean, what can you do, brother?
Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick commercial break. VRX World Cup Series at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We have 3 laps to go at a green-white checker. More on V-Speed right after this.
I played a couple of simulators and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving, it feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2,
Back here live, VRX World Cup Series. Kevin Mulcahy's excited. I'm excited. Brian Henning's going to lead him into turn 1. I think this is going to be a great restart. 818 did a great job last time. The 18 on the outside of Connor Gordon with the 44, Philip Brewer. Matt Gagnon going to breathe fire on the inside.
Look, Bradley, it's crunch time. We got 3 laps to go, baby. That's all that's left here. 2 laps to go. I misspoke there. We got drafting going on. We got pushing going on. These boys are hungry for a win. The 38's going to push Matt Gagnon to the inside, and he's coming out of 2. around that baby.
What
I
a pitch
apologize
there
again.
by the
I
818, but it's not going to be enough. He tried to shove the 18 up to the outside wall. White flag in the air, and the 4 of Gagnon's going to
Final
lead.
lap.
Last lap in the 38 of Christopher Hodges down on the bottom of the apron. He's got the
Bushy
push on
monkey.
the 4. Here comes the 18 of Connor Gordon with a head of steam. He's got the 44 of Philip Brewer on the outside. Can they get back up there? Big wreck behind. The 52 of Chris M. Justice is out of this race. Off of turn 4. It's
Rex
the 4.
don't matter, baby. Rex don't matter right
It's going to be the 4
now.
down to the bottom. The 38 of
Here
Hodges.
he goes.
is
They're
gonna get him
splitting
enough.
off. Here comes the turn. Hodges.
Hodges is going to get it at the line.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
100
No, he
of
didn't.
a second. And it's going to be your winner here, Matt Gagnon.
Matt Gagnon
And he
for
flips
the
it.
win in Atlanta, baby. He's dead. He's dead. Are we going to be able to get him in the booth after that wreck right there? Did you see the wreck? Oh, my Lord.
I'm going to pause it right
He
here.
flipped. He flipped. He flipped. I couldn't read it, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. Look at that. What a view for the people as we look at the winner, Matt Gagnon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be one heck of an interview. He's been in the booth more times than almost anybody else.
We got to go back and watch that all the way in its essence. Ah, what a finish here. Let's go back. Instant replay off of turn 4. Hodges on the outside. It's so close to tell. He barely had a window with the 18 of Connor Gordon. That is how close it was, folks. I don't even know how the 14 purposely flipped it over. He had to. Yeah, there it is. He takes Hodges and he flips it. Let's go back again.
This is beautiful.
Look at all the shuffling around. The 818 of Hennings falls all the way back to the 7th position. He tries to pinch the 18 of Connor Gordon. This is the white flag coming out right here. But the 818 just goes back like a rock in the ocean. So many
They
trucks
come
going
through
by.
deep, baby. They come through deep, coming through there, and it was gorgeous as the action 1/1000 separating the victor right there, ladies and gentlemen. And we've seen who it was. It's the guy I've been talking about the entire race series here with VRX's World Cup Series. And that's the number 4 of Matt Gagnon.
Christopher Hodges on the outside. Let's slow it down. 4 wide here across the line. The 93 of Isaac Wilson. I don't know if he'll get a penalty. He's definitely below the yellow line, but what a finish there to put it down. Kevin Mulcahy's going to come home in 3rd. Post-race interviews with your top 3. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's action. A little bit of racing here in Atlanta. We're going to be back here on V-Speed for the VRX World Cup Series race number 7 and your top 3 right after this.
I played a couple of simulators, and this was like very responsive. Especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving. It feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
VRX World Cup Series has concluded its race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it was a good one. Race recap, 4 cautions, 10 lead changes. Some of the best racing we've seen all season long. We've caught up down on pit road with your top 3. And the first one on the list is the number 99 of Kevin Mulcahy. I'm down here alongside with him right now. Kevin, we saw what, in my opinion, is the best racing we've seen all season long. That top 3 shuffling around, the turbulence, the partners, the close action all the way through this race. Walk us through what happened here tonight.
Oh, that was definitely a good race. A white knuckle. You had to peel my fingers off that steering wheel at the end. It was fun. I had to peel them off.
There was so much intensity with the shuffling of the top 5. Tell us a little bit how this track is similar to a restrictor plate track, but then it makes you pay for it when you feel that way. Because I've been here, I've won races, official races. It's just such a different animal when you come off of turn 2 and that thing snaps loose and you don't even know what's happening.
Nah, I think the biggest thing for me was going into the corners and being on that guy's bumper in front of me and not knowing when to turn. Because you can't see the turn. It's a tighter turn than the regular restrictor plate.
Definitely a different place. It's basically going 200 miles per hour around Charlotte Motor Speedway. Congratulations on the 3rd place finish, Kevin. Outstanding race. I know that you just broke into the top 3 in points. This is going to help establish that and put you a little bit further ahead of 4th. Do you have anybody you'd like to shout out and thank for tonight's performance?
Oh, I'd love to thank VRX for sponsoring this. They're a great group of guys. I like the Superior Performance for putting the stickers on my car, and Fanatec. Fanatec, I love their steering wheels.
Well, there you have it. Kevin Mulcahy, your 3rd place finisher, and possibly after next week, coming home with the Pimax VR headset. Congratulations, Kevin. We'll possibly talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And moving on down pit road, we have our 2nd place finisher, and that's the number 38 of Chris Hodges up on the screen right there for you. And that's Kevin Mulcahy down there on pit road with him right now.
No, it's Kevin Hazelwood, Bradley Cooper. Kevin Hazelwood is down on pit road with Christopher Hodges. Mr. Hodges, one heck of a last lap there, my friend. I seen the push. I seen the thought. Could you tell me what was actually going through your head that last lap?
Well, it's just getting down to it. I've only been on the service for about 2 months, so I really don't have a lot of experience in these kind of races. I do a lot of super speedway racing, but Atlanta's something kind of new to me. So I really didn't know what to do in that situation, but I've watched plenty of races and, different kinds of thing in NASCAR to see what in the truck series to see what you can do. I felt like the better opportunity was to not try to pass him and just set him up for a last lap pass. And that's what I tried to do, but just got a little bit swirly in 3 and just didn't have the power off to get enough to get him. But it was close. When I pulled out, I was like, I don't think I'm going to get him, but it was very close. So I don't think it would have made a difference. But I mean, I just went for it. So that's all I can.
Now, brother, you had the perfect idea going there. If you could have actually got low on him there, I think you would have had him. To be honest with you, I really do think if you could have got the low
100th of
line
a
on him
second,
instead
Kevin.
of the high. Yeah, it was ridiculously close, Chris. You needed like a foot and a half more, and you had the victory there. I hate to burst that bubble for you and really be the bearer of bad news. You had it. You had the right move. You had the right everything going there, and you pushed him to the win. Without you there on that low line, he would not have won. The outside line would have took him immediately. You had all the right moves there. So congratulations on that big second place win for you here. You got anybody that you would like to shout out, buddy?
Well, first, I would like to shout out Michael McDowell. Got his second career victory at the Indianapolis Road Course. Been a big fan of him since 2017. So, big thanks to him, and a big thanks to my parents. They really been supporting me through this whole thing. It's been crazy to see what I've been able to do throughout this whole series, and they've been supporting me the whole way. Sometimes they get home late and not able to watch it, but they watch it with me, and they're always like, "Hey, look at you up in the front and everything." So it's really really great to have that kind of support, and I just want to thank everybody watching as well, because this wouldn't be able to happen if we didn't have great viewers and everything. So
heard that right there. Big shout out to Mama and Papa Hodges from Mr. Christopher Hodges in the 38 out there from second place out here on the track in VRX World Cup Series tonight. Thank you, Chris. Great driving. Hopefully we see you up there in front next week as well. Have a great evening, buddy.
Yep, that's the plan. Thank you.
Second place finisher here tonight, the 38 of Christopher Hodges. Great support team.
Here we go.
We got the guy. The bandwagon.
Here we go.
I'm ready. Are you ready? There he is, the number 4 in victory lane. It's going to be Matt Gagnon, your winner here tonight. Zoomed in on him, had the right moves. He restarts with 3 laps to go in the second row. Inside of that rival of the 44, it was 48 laps led, the fastest lap, and you started 5th, and you get the win. And I'm going to just shout it out now. We have a perfect angle of that contingency sponsor on the side of that machine going end over end on turn 1. Woo! That paint scheme worked out so perfectly well. I don't know if you planned that, but what you did plan was being up front, avoiding the wrecks, and leading the vast majority of this race. I guarantee you, you're way more sweatier than I am right now.
Yeah, I kind of need a new pair of clothes, specifically underwear. I'm feeling it right now. I gotta tell you that. I'm feeling it right now.
After watching that pace truck pull off for that final time, you'd kind of fallen back a little bit. Wasn't undoable, but you see what's in front of you. The 818 goes to the middle, and everyone passes him like a rock in the ocean, is what I compared it to. What did you feel like as soon as that happened? Like, this is my chance.
Yeah, I knew the 818. He was on old tires. I needed to get by him. I was like, this is what I need, any opportunity I can get. So I took it, made it around, and I'm sorry, my memory is kind of foggy right now. I'm focusing on that flip. I need a chiropractor ASAP.
That 38 broke your rear end in that final, giving you a good push.
Oh,
there's a reflash.
Yes, Hodges, my boy. Thank you so much for that push. I'm giving him an early shout out. But yes, I appreciate that push. That was wow.
Put you down there on the inside. The 4 truck gets around the 818, the 18 with a good head of steam on the outside with Philip Brewer. 1, and I'm telling you right now, coming out of 4, I wasn't sure who was going to get it, but 1/100th of a second separated the 38 and the 4 as you guys crossed the line.
Oh, yeah.
Close finish, man. It was an excellent job. And again, I just want to say I didn't pick you all season long, and I am 100% correct tonight. We picked you as the winner. Both of us agreed. We were on the same page.
Aww.
Kevin Hazelwood's been trying to convert me all season long.
Pre-race, he asks me every race. I say, Matt Gagnon, number 4, fire breathing. We're gonna do this. And by God, the beginning of this one, he said, "You know what, man? I'm right there with you." And you showed him why.
So there you go.
Friggin'
That's
showed
all
him
you need
why.
to do. You need to know this. If at any point you feel like you're not going to win the race, just listen to the commentary here on V Speed and you'll hear it. If I say your name, it's guaranteed at this point.
All right, on it. I mean, I hear the hype all broadcast long. The fire breathing dragon.
Have you checked your points?
Yes. What was it? 9 back to Brewer. We're going
It's
into
close.
Daytona. It's gonna be a tight one. I got to tell you that. I'm very excited for Daytona. It was a fun race here. We actually had a pretty nice green flag run, seeing that as it's Atlanta. But I'm excited to go to Daytona. Hey,
Maybe he won't show up.
maybe he won't show up.
I don't know,
That's
man.
always a possibility, but
As tight as the points are, I'd have to say that there's a good possibility that he does show up, but congratulations on the victory. You are the 3rd victor here at VRX World Cup Series. Matt Gagnon, would you like to shout anyone out for tonight's performance?
would love to shout out Thrustmaster, VRX Simulators, Butt Kicker, Pimax. I want to give a big shout out to my teammates, Chris Justice and Jeremy Bailey. Not very good nights for them, and I wish them better luck at Daytona next week. And we're going to go out there, and we're going to go put on a show, and I'm going to tell you this. Matt Gagnon, 4-truck, fire-breathing dragon, victory lane again.
Well, there you go. We'll see. We'll see. Do I say his name at Daytona? I don't know. We're going to find out next week. Last race of the season for VRX World Cup Series, Matt Gagnon, your winner in the second to last. Congratulations, Matt, and we hope to see you in one piece. I flipped in victory lane.
By God, we'll see him in the championship at least next week.
Let's
Congrats,
go, boys.
buddy.
Let's get her done.
So there it is, your race winner. I don't even know what to say, Kevin. I got your last name wrong.
My God, let me
Hazelwood.
tell you what to say real quick, Bradley. I'll let you know. You can say this right here. Your race winner, the number 4, Matt Gagnon. That's right.
Up on the
That's a good
podium
race.
for your top 3, Matt Gagnon, Christopher Hodges, and Kevin Mulcahy, going through those final race results right here on your screen. Connor Gordon's going to come home in the 4th position. Jesse Baker, the Talladega winner, going to come home in the top 5. Philip Brewer in 6th position. That's unusual for me to say. Brian Hennings in 7th, Isaac Wilson 8th. 9th will be Stephen Douglas Hines, and rounding out your top 10 for Atlanta will be Jonathan Ray in the 98.
Absolutely. Charles Keller Jr., he's coming in 11th place. Stephen Crone, 12th position. And that's pretty good for him this race, considering what could have happened. Frank Perfin, 13th. Chris M. Justice, one of those teammates of Matt Gagnon up there. He pulled off at least a top 15 and 14th position. Teresa Spiker, she got 15th. Benjamin Richards, after all that went down with him, that big wreck he had in the beginning with the 23, he pulled off 16th place. 17th is Ashley Ellison Jr. 18th position, Dave Collins Sr. Greg Spiker, husband to Teresa, he finished 19th behind his wife at least. 20th position going to Jeremy Bailey. Sierra Clampert, 21st. And Jeffrey Hunter, 22nd. Justin Ritchie, I do believe, was the official this evening.
Justin Ritchie was the official one tonight, and the cars from 21st back off the field. We hope you enjoyed watching tonight's broadcast as you go look at some side-by-side 3-wide racing on your screen right here. It was the number 4, Matt Gagnon, At the right place at the right time, getting to the inside, and the great push by the 38 of Christopher Hodges. 1/100th of a second separating the 4 and the 38. It was a good one. I enjoyed it. For everybody here at V-Speed and VRX, Pimax, Thrustmaster, Butt Kicker, and VRX, we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We hope to see you next week at 10 p.m. Eastern Time when we go live for the final race at Daytona Motor Speedway, Super Speedway. Until then, everybody, have a great rest of your weekend, and take care, everyone.
And here comes Milo. Big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
Burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
I played a couple of simulators and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving, it feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.